Hi, welcome to Schulte Sweetie's Homeschool YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm a mom of 3 girls ages 12, 9, and 6. So we are finishing up our 7th year of homeschooling, and this is the last of my curriculum review, like big videos. I will have a playlist listed up above. I have already posted 7th grade review, 3rd grade review, and kindergarten review. So they will be up in that playlist as well as linked down below. And today I am just sharing some of what worked and didn't work for our family subjects this year. That does not mean that some of these aren't great curriculum. They are all great things, but sometimes it works in a season and sometimes it doesn't. And part of it was our scheduling and just getting used to a schedule and trying to figure out when to do our family time subjects. So we had to kind of tweak it a little bit and play around with what worked and didn't work this year. Now, a year ago, we actually did morning menus, and I had those menus and printed out different things kind of each month, sometimes longer or shorter. And so we did those it was more printables, and I just felt like it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. We only did it once a week. I felt like we could do so much more. So that's why we kind of switched gears and went from the printables and the morning menu. But it took us a while to kind of get a groove. So I will show you what we started with and what we are kind of ending the year with and all of that stuff. So the first thing is that we started with last year was this Bible study journal from the Old Testament. This is from Grapevine Studies, and it has been great. We just read some scripture, go through the Bible verses, and they draw a little small picture and do a prayer request and something that you're thankful for. So we just do that pretty much whenever we do morning time. We do this, and it has gone really well. We are not as far as I thought we would be, but that's okay. We're gonna just pick it up next year and probably work on it some through the summer, especially on those days that I can really tell when we need to kind of do some organized activities. So this is a hit for sure. And some of these I will have videos linked down below that I have done reviews on these specific curriculum, like this Grapevine Studies, as well as this one. This is the Biblical Worldview on Mental Health for Children. I have a review on this. I had seen this for a long time, and I finally bit the bullet this year and bought this, and I'm so glad we did. It has been great. Now, they do say it's has an age on it, but I think this could be really for any ages to get it started, getting the conversation started about emotions. I think this could be great for anyone. So we are going to continue on this. I have just been printing as we go, and we are not crazy far because sometimes this does get pushed aside when we have done some other things this year that I will show you, but we have really enjoyed it, and we are going to keep going next year with this. Here is where we get to a few things that I had planned and didn't go as planned. So the first thing is rabbit trails through history. I had anticipated that we would finish the ancient histories up early on in first semester, and that we would just move right along into Middle Ages, which I have. I've done a video on both ancient history and medieval history, but our year kind of got crazy with just scheduling and stuff, and this was one thing. Sometimes I did have to prepare a craft or something. It wasn't crazy, but sometimes I've just kind of pushed it aside, and I'm not great on going on rabbit trails. So we did continue to use this. I will admit we have not finished ancient history, but we will still work on this, and I will tell you what we kind of added in with this. So, but we do really love rabbit trails. I have reviews on rabbit trails. We also said that we would be using this Simple Studies Middle Ages workbook that we did not use, but I still have it, and I think we will pick this up. We will be going through Middle Ages in the future, so we will still have this resource. So both of those kind of got pushed aside a little bit as well as. So we have Junior Geography. This is the old version of Guest Hollow's Junior Geography, and we had done it pretty regularly the year before. And then they redid it, and I kept thinking, I kind of want to go back to the year before and do the old version because we still had it, or I could do the new version because we had access to that. So we I think it was that. I don't know. It was like scheduling too, and we didn't have our groove yet. So we did not really pick up Junior Geography this year. But the good news is we have access to it still, and we are going to pick up Junior Geography as well as the high school geography. I'm excited for this next year, and we're going to work through that in our family time. And I just got to kind of get the scheduling all figured out, but we're gonna work through Junior Geography, but the newer version. So of course there will be new videos coming out of what is like to go through both the Junior Geography and the high school geography together. So we will be doing that next year, but we just actually didn't get to it really. I don't even know if at all this year. We have like an international market about a half hour, 45 minutes away from us. And we went 2 years ago to that, and we had snacks, and like I let them pick out like different country snacks from different places. And we didn't do that this year. So also we have all 2 of the levels, I think, for this anatomy. We have little kids and the junior anatomy, and we have both of those, and we probably got about 6 to 8 weeks in, and just our schedule and just how we worked it out. We were trying to do it with my mom and work with her schedule and everything. And I think got to be like, we were trying to do it on Friday afternoons, and like I don't always want to go to my mom's and do school on a Friday afternoon. Like we might want to go to the park. So we need to just work on that schedule and maybe have my mom come to us instead of us go to her, because that did not work very well. But we do really like the anatomy, and we will continue on with that. I am not in any rush to finish Guest Hollow curriculum, because like I feel like the way we do Guest Hollow, it can last us a while, and I'm fine with that. So Guest Hollow anatomy will be continued next year because we did not get as far as I would like this year. And then I can't remember if I mentioned this in the grade curriculum videos that I did, but this wasn't necessarily a family subject because my oldest did not do this. She did sign language, but we have been doing this beginning Spanish for families, and this is by Master Books Academy. The girls have really loved it. Now, have we gotten as far as I wanted? No, of course not. Because that's one of those things that's like, oh, we have to watch a video, we have to sit down. It was typically something that we did at the end of the day. And so, by the end of the day, when you have done like other family subjects, you've cooked meals, you've cleaned, or you've done all the other like schoolwork that you needed to do with your kids, like it's like, oh, do I really want to go and watch another video and do this other work? But they have really enjoyed it, and we're going to keep continuing on. We will probably be working on it through the summer as much as we can, because our subscription ends in October, and I'm like, I don't know if we will finish by October or not, and I have no clue what we plan to do after that. I have looked in like Song School Spanish. We have tried homeschool languages with French. I don't know. I wasn't great with the homeschool languages. It might have been because I was trying to make it into a family subject, and it was difficult with like an older girl and like 2 younger kids. I don't know. And I wasn't confident in French. But that was a couple years ago that we did that. But we have some other resources that I might pick up and try to use then. So that is what we kind of started the school year with. And then as the year went on, I started thinking about different things and how my children do really well with unit studies. And I was like, I'm not always the greatest with unit studies, but I was like, I want to try to do this. And I have a whole unit study video that I like posted what unit studies we've gotten in the year and stuff. But we did a good amount of unit studies, or we are still doing. So we worked on this All Things Spooky. This is a Halloween history and activity literature guide. This is from Barefoot Within the Trees. We did not get all the way through this, and that is one thing that I had to really just like accept, like, okay, it's okay if we don't get through everything. We could pick it up next year or the year after if we want to, and maybe they won't remember everything. So we did really enjoy what we accomplished in here, and it was really fun. Now this is the old printed version, so this was probably from when it first came out, the Gathered Round Christmas. We used Gather Round Christmas again this year, years after we used it before. I can't find the ones that I printed. I think I put them away with our Christmas stuff. So this is a Gather Round Christmas from years ago, but it was the same. I think there might be a truck on it now. Can't remember. But we used it and really enjoyed it as well. I think we did get through most of it. I don't know. We did not do everything. We didn't do all the activities and everything because it can be a lot. Honestly, that is another thing I had to like kind of accept, like, we won't do it all. And like my girls, honestly, they don't even know that we don't do it all. Another one that we did, I can't find the front cover because it's just kind of all a mess. It was in a folder, so not bound. But we did In the Season of Valentine's Day, and this was just like a 5-lesson short thing, and I was getting ready to go on a trip, and so I started in January with them, and we completed the 5 lessons and the prologue, but we did not do all the extra like activities necessarily. But what they did include in a lot of it were like these like coloring sheets, and so I would have my girls color and listen to the story, and they were really invested, and they were like, that was really fun, Mom. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing like the unit studies justice, but like they really enjoy them for like, and even if they're just coloring and listening. So that has made me feel better about things. And so I got brave and decided to just do several unit studies all at the same time this spring. I don't know why I started that, but I decided this would be a good time. I had gotten botany from The Good and the Beautiful, and I thought, well, springtime is a good time to go through it. We are pretty far in this. I don't know, we'll probably finish it here pretty soon. My girls don't really love botany, and I have learned that. I thought that they would love it, so they don't love it, and I still think it's interesting, and so like I'm making them do it, but we are definitely not doing all the activities. We have the journals, but honestly, I don't even know if I would use all the journaling pages and stuff in the future. It's been okay. There's been some fun, like extra fun activities, and then there's been some that they haven't really loved. And we've done some fun experiments with this, but then we've just not done some. We didn't do well with growing our own plants. That's just us. Another one that we started here in the spring, are not finished with it, but making good progress with it, is In the Steps of the Titanic. This is from Campfire Curriculum. So we've been working through this, and we are through lesson 6 already out of 12, so I think we're making great progress. We do it once or twice a week, but I have found that my girls are actually like excited to do this and begging to do this. Do we do all the activities? Absolutely not. And I keep like, sometimes I'm like, oh, we should do this, and then we don't end up doing it, and it's okay. But what we are doing is we got the audio version with this, and it's really well made. I would highly recommend the audio version with this. And so we sit there, I have my computer with the audio version, I click on it, start it, and I have the book going through it. I will show them pictures here and there, and a lot of times I will pause it and go back through. We'll like talk about the information that was given to us, discuss it, and if they have questions, they'll ask that. We have been to the Titanic Museum down in the Smoky Mountains area twice, and so like, I don't know, maybe they already know a lot from those trips, but I thought it was a fun unit study, and it's been really good, and I think we're learning a lot more information even from those from this unit past those museums. It's been pretty interesting, but we are not doing all the extras. So if you are sitting here watching this and think, oh, I cannot do unit studies because can't do all the extra? Yes, you can, because we are doing it. So one of the other units, so 3 units, this is the 3rd unit that we are using, is Government from Gather Round. Now this one is one that I purposely have been only doing once a week-ish, sometimes not even once a week. I have found like sometimes reading this, the girls are like, what? Like they aren't paying attention or just don't understand what's being said in this. And so I've been trying to find creative ways to keep more of this information in their heads. And so I found this book used. This is called What is Presidential Election? And so this is going right along with the government. And so I have been reading actually this. This is a different one than I'm used to. This has stickers and a poster and some activities. So there's like little quizzes in here. And all sorts of things, and it's so easy to read. One thing about this one is this was actually made back with the 2020 election, so some of the information is from 2020, but it's been really good, and it's gotten us to discuss things, and the information is a lot easier to like comprehend, especially for their age. And so we are just kind of going through this. They are remembering things after I read this. So that has been a hit. Now with this, they do each have their activity books, especially for my younger one. I have her color or do some of like the cut and paste activities. My oldest with middle school, like the book is like, some of the activities are pretty difficult. And I'm like, this is kind of like, I want them to have this information, but I don't really care if they do the busy work. So I have not really been always making her do the extra work as long as she's paying attention and asking the questions and involved. Last thing that I added in is Story of the World. This is something that I was like, should we add this in or not? Previously at breakfast time, we had been reading those indescribable devotionals, and we finished all of them. We loved them, and I felt like there was something missing at breakfast. We couldn't ever get into another little devotional that we liked. And we have the Grapevine studies that we were using for Bible. So I was like, you know what? This would be a great way to add in some of that extra history, that maybe I'm not going on all those rabbit trails that I should go on. And so we tied this in with our history, the rabbit trails. We are almost finished. We have 1 day left of reading. And they're so short. I love that the chapters are so short. And I already have the PDF versions, the Kindle versions of the next 2 series. And so we will just be continuing this at breakfast time. It's so quick to read, and I don't feel like it's too much for my little girls. Like they are understanding, they ask questions, and we can talk about it. I did also find this used just in case, like we wanted to add in a little bit extra, some map work or anything. We haven't added in much, but it is nice extra for like the questions if I wanted to get that out. We haven't used it a lot. So I don't think we'll actually use this much, like get the future levels of this, but it has been nice to have as well. So that is our family subjects. Like I was surprised that the unit studies were working. So that's my biggest surprise, I think, probably from the year. But you have seen what we used and what we didn't use. We'll see. I feel like we are really in a good groove for our schedule now. So I am hoping that we can really work through, I mean, pretty much almost all of this stuff. I mean, some of the unit studies we probably won't do next year, but a lot of this stuff is carrying on over into next year. And so I'm really hopeful that we will have a great schedule with these things and really be able to do a lot more and have a lot richer of a family time. So, and we have really, I mentioned this in another video. My girls and I talked about this a few weeks ago, that when we don't do our family time either in the morning or early afternoon, then we can really tell, like our days are kind of feel more rushed and they don't feel like as full and as rich as what they could be. And it's kind of fun that they have like just kind of understood that that is like a great time to gather together and do all this together. So that I would love to hear how your family time has gone. Do you do family time in your homeschool, and what worked and didn't work? That would be great. Comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.